Top of the morning, another YouTube video. This one is gonna be specifically of what I eat in a day because I'm currently starting my hybrid shred. This is also gonna be a build up to my glorious summer shred program. So I have a few clients who've already signed up. They're like, yo, I wanna get shredded for the summer. So I call it the glorious shred because you gotta be feeling glorious and getting shredded, right? Got Aaron, he's in the cut. We're gonna do a full day of eating from the beginning to the end, everything broken down. Started off the morning, it's 9 a.m., walking cash, and then I'm gonna have my morning stack, and you'll see. All right, so now we're gonna start off with my morning stack. Ever since I started the shred, I wanted to start having something more scheduled because anytime I've ever gotten into a successful shred, I followed a routine, full on schedule, kept it consistent. I like to monitor in the first month, the same way I like to do for my clients. It's like a phase one to build up habits, building blocks, and seeing areas I need to really improve on. So start off, I always gotta make sure I get a scoop of protein just so I could kickstart my day and make sure I'm not lacking when it comes down to that area of my macros. And I like to obviously have Replenish, which is my rehydration, my electrolytes. And what's really good about Replenish from Raw, they have chocolate flavor, so it does well for my morning stack. Or I have like the lemon lime if I want something fruity. And then I have creatine because I want to be strong and jacked. So the importance of hydration. Hydration has been a big thing this year. Obviously Raw has been doing a great job with Replenish and not many people know about it yet. You need proper hydration. Replenish is the way. One scoop or one serving of Replenish is 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes. So if you really need that extra boost after sweating after a session, this is the way to go. Hydration is key in the morning. People just think you could drink water. That's not enough. You actually need like the salt, which is electrolytes, to rehydrate after 8 hours of not doing anything and not having any water or food. So first thing in the morning before your cup of coffee. Yeah.
Sipping water out the glass bottle. Now,
part of my morning stack, I'm also going to be taking my vitamins, which is ashwagandha for stress management, omega-3 for brain fuel, and then vitamin K2 and D3 for my immune system and energy. So the importance of taking each one, being in Toronto, we don't get that much sun, even though we're going to the spring season. Bro, Toronto, we might as well be in the UK. Like, it's not that sunny these days. So definitely this helps out. You into freaking Kermit the Frog over here. What do you mean? What do you mean? Look outside right now. Does it look sunny?
Yeah, not today.
Yeah, not today, Junior.
Days.
The past couple of days have been pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, anyways, it's been sunny, sure enough, but Toronto still lacks. Make sure when you are taking your vitamin, you aren't just drinking water and taking them. Because for example, omega-3s, that's recommended to take it with some sort of food. And obviously if I'm having protein, that is gonna be in the food category and I'll be A-okay.
Everybody trapping, we get lost. He ain't focused yet, but he ain't got motion. Made a half a ticket out promotion. Shout out sushi, sweet and keep me rolling. But if we get the op, we gotta slow. Ride around with Drake.
With that morning stack, as I'm getting my protein in and all that, what I want to do now is have my coffee. I want to make sure that I have a kick of caffeine, and I love having my coffee in the morning. Shout out to Ninja, aka Gina. We got a little espresso machine. Every morning we have a fresh roast of coffee. The roast that we're using is actually house blend, and this is what me and the boys from the coffee party actually created. We spent months looking for a roast, and we managed to find one off the rip because we're guys that want to obviously take our time, but we're always quick to go straight to the point of finding the best option. And if you could smell it, it smells incredible. I wish YouTube had that feature. Every morning, house blend coffee. I don't have it any other way. And it'd be dope if we actually had like an RTD, like a ready to drink iced coffee or something, just because I'm all about convenience and I know you guys are too. So house blend, RTD, ready to drink coffees. You guys think it's a good idea? Comment down below. All right, moving on to the gym essentials, my pre-workout stack. Raw Fuel, this is actually a new flavor. This is strawberry kiwi. And the reason why I use raw fuel is because it's a carb, sugar, and electrolyte packet. So this is raw fuel. This is what I'll be using for my pre-workout as well as my essential performance. So the purpose behind raw fuel is it's a carb, sugar, and electrolyte complex. Replenish is simply just electrolytes. So if you just need that, that's your gateway to get your source of electrolytes. So this is essentially more so for like the performance side of things. When you're doing races and doing competitions, or if you're doing long runs, or if you're doing long high rocks specific workouts, you are going to face those two things, fatigue and muscle cramps. And essential performance acts like a pre-workout without the stim, and also without the muscle pump that you would typically get on a regular pre-workout. So 1 scoop of raw fuel, performance, and you just heard that out of the smeggy OVO, my sourdough. All right, you can't miss the sourdough. I'm gonna add a little bit of honey, some more sugar. It's crazy because I remember doing my bodybuilding prep, and when you're shredding down, you gotta stay away from carbs, you gotta stay away from sugar. But when you're training like a hybrid athlete, when you're doing long runs, long training sessions, you need that sugar and carb to keep you going and fueled for your workouts. Into the dial portion of things. Starting off the workout, we're on the shred program right now. I'm following a strict program on my coaching app, but we're gonna start off with a warm-up. It's mandatory, and then we're gonna go into the motion of things. Funny enough that last video that I did for the day in life, we did some power cleans, and we happened to also film on the same day that we're doing power cleans again for the workout. Things a little bit different, but power cleans are definitely going to be in the motion. First things first, if your shoes look like this and there's too much cushion, take them shoes off, just because you want to have more of a feel of the ground, and you want your foot to be responsive to the ground. You don't want any distractions, and in this case, these shoes are great for running, but if you're going to do like a lift, like a power clean, you obviously don't want any distractions, which this could be a distraction. So we're not doing any weight with it yet. We want, if you were to pick up the barbell on the ground and there's weights, you want that bar to be sitting right here. So it's like cutting your feet in half, okay? You don't want the bar forward, you don't want the bar too close, just right here, halfway point. So starting here, what you want to do is you're gonna get in that hinge. So when you're in that hinge, look how the bar just dropped down. You don't want it to drop any lower unless you have monkey arms and your arms and the bar's gonna go past your knees. So from here, you're catching it in that position. So you're hinging, and as you're gonna bring the barbell up, you're gonna use your hips from here, hinge, hips here, snap, and catch. So you'll notice when you're doing that clean, your feet isn't too narrow, your feet about shoulder width apart. You're gonna hinge, and as you snap it up, your feet go into a wider position, you're catching it just right here, and bring it back down. When you bring it down, don't land your back. Hopefully that's useful. All right, so we just got through the first strength movement, which is the barbell power cleans. Give you guys a rundown on that. Next one, the next strength phase is gonna be barbell step ups with single leg RDLs. So you're gonna see in my programs, when you see my workouts, I'm doing a majority single leg or single arm movements. And the reason why is when you're a hybrid athlete, you're doing the running, you're doing the high rocks and all that stuff. You wanna make sure you're building strength amongst each limb, okay? So like when you're doing like a single limb shoulder press, obliques are gonna be firing up. That single arm is gonna be just as strong as your right arm. So you're equally building strength on both ends and giving that opportunity for that one side of your body to build up the strength. And when you're running too, you're never running on both feet. You're running one step at a time. So that's a good tip for you guys to understand why I do a lot of single leg and single arm movements. Next portion is going to be the conditioning now, how we're going to incorporate into the workout. 20-meter shuttle runs, followed by 24 kettlebell swings. There's going to be an AMRAP, so the clock is just going to keep on ticking. There's going to be an 8-minute clock that's running, and then we're just going to do as many as we can. Break time, AMRAP, you ideally want to take break times 15 to 20 seconds. You just want to get as many reps in as possible. I want a fucking strong-ass engine. We want to be shredded, and it's just years of experience, years of training and understanding what works and how to be fucking hybrid. You guys just see me wrap up the first segment of the conditioning. It was an 8-minute AMRAP. So AMRAP, get as many reps as possible. I did 8 minutes of that. So I got to squeeze in about 4.5 or 5 rounds. This is what engine building is all about. This is what you will see if you were to shred with Glorious coaching. Like I said, it's gonna be a glorious summer. Coach is in full dial right now. I'm trying to get shredded, and I want it to be in the best shape possible. I want to be a fucking athlete. Can't claim to be an athlete if you're not actually doing the work. You guys are seeing firsthand on YouTube. Moving on to the last AMRAP. It's going to be 25-meter sled push, 12 burpee box jumps overs. So we're going to do that. And that right there finishes our workout. I'm fucking gassed. And then later tonight, I'm gonna do a run, about a 5K run, easy. Probably do it on the treadmill because it's raining today. But now you guys are gonna see what I'm gonna eat as my first official meal / post workout. Feel good, but I know it's all about phase 1, understanding my weak points, and then phase 2 is when we're gonna go balls to the wall, making sure like this feel better and easier. Let's get it, baby. Glorious summer. Now I'm having my first official meal. The first one was just like a morning stack. I'm gonna be slow on my words right now just because I need some carbohydrates, I need some protein, I need some real food. So shout out to Thrive. This is the meal prep service company I use. Mongolian beef, telling you, slaps. Unfortunately, if you guys are in the States, it's only available in the GTA. If you can see the egg, that's 3 eggs. I cook it. I don't cook it for too long. I like to keep an eye on it. It just comes out so perfect. Look at that, bro. Come on, man. That's a power meal right there. But this is my first official meal. I'm gonna do some online coaching work, and then I'm gonna have my next meal. It's currently 1 p.m. My next meal will be around like 3:30ish, and then we're gonna keep going. Moving on to the next meal we have here is chicken adobo. As you can see the label here, and it's from Thrive. So I'm gonna heat this up, 3 minutes. Another source of protein and carbohydrates. Terrible ripping on my end. Great packaging, terrible ripping on my end. So heat this up for 3 minutes. While we wait for the meal to heat up, just giving you guys a breakdown of how my macros are going. You obviously seen earlier my morning stack. After that, my pre-workout, followed by my post-workout meal, which is my first one, which is egg, beef, rice. The whole point of this is my macros are set at a certain amount, and I'm just trying to aim ballpark numbers, just because there's gonna be some days where I'm doing more work than I need to be doing, and I just need that extra source of carbs, extra source of protein. For a lot of my clients, like I said, the way I phase things out, phase 1 is going to be primarily your building blocks and seeing where your habits are, seeing what areas we need to improve. Phase 2 is really focusing in on creating more intensity with your training, creating more intensity with your dieting. But when I say that, more cardio for training, more volume for your workouts, and then when it comes out to your nutrition, more emphasis on, are we gonna go on a deeper deficit or a lighter deficit? After this meal will be dinner, and I'll likely have dinner with Gina, obviously, because I live with her and she's my baby girl. And then I'm gonna be actually doing an evening run session, because today I have 2 sessions. So I'm gonna have that dinner. Actually, I'll probably do that running session before dinner. So do that running session, then do dinner, and then there we go. All right, so now we're gonna do the second session of the day. It's gonna be a nice little run, 5K easy pace, nothing crazy. Again, like I wanna push myself and go faster than I normally do. Like my easy pace is typically like 5 minutes, but with this injury that is still lingering, I wanna make sure I ate it properly, so I'll probably do like a 6-minute pace. It's not ideal. I might push for like 5:30, but we're gonna see. I'm not gonna have anything in terms of like sodium beforehand, just because you've seen how much I was eating already today. I'll likely have the electrolytes afterwards, have my dinner later tonight. 5K just sounds like a snack these days, but I need to just follow the program. And when I follow a program, I'm really on the ball. And I already put the pressure on myself about this shred by announcing it on social media. That's just comes with the game. Using you guys as fuel. I know you guys use me as fuel, giving you guys that inspiration and motivation to like dial in. I use you guys to keep me accountable, because yeah, this is how it goes. Got the A6 Nova Blast 5s. These are my favorite daily runners at the moment. A6, shout out to Sherry. Suited me up in these ones, the Super Blast. All right, so I just wrapped up my run. So I'm 2 for 2 today. The best feeling after a run is taking the shoes off. And right here, I got Cadence, Raw Collab, Watermelon Mojito, 500, straight to the dome. Shout out to Ross and Dom and the boys at Raw, Matt Jensen. You guys made something incredible here. I just love the simplicity of like can. It's actually gas. Right here, you have 500 milligrams of sodium. It's just like exactly what you need while you're running and sweating. And there's a saying, sweat out, salt in. So this is the perfect time for it. So I'm gonna pound this. I'll wait till Gina gets here, then we're gonna go cook dinner. All right, so now moving on to dinner. You see me do my run. Gina's back home and we're gonna have some dinner and we're gonna have the bulgogi beef rice. Bulgogi beef is actually one of my go-tos and luckily Costco now has that pre-made. This is the bulgogi beef pre-made by Kirkland. You can find this at your Costco. It's really fire. They did a good job at doing this. And then obviously I have my rice in the rice cooker. Shout out to mom and dad. But that's gonna be our dinner and we're gonna have some veggies. And just before we use this, this is a Hexclad pan. Shout out to Hexclad for sending this over. Thanks to Gina. And obviously I've been using them, but this has been my go-to pan. So if you guys need a really reliable pan, Hexclad's the way to go. So now we finished. You guys seen the final touch, the bulgogi beef. I'm so worried that this might not even be focused right now. So we have the bulgogi beef with rice and some shredded lettuce. This is why we have Aaron, but yeah. All right, so now we get to go enjoy the dinner. How is it?
10 out of 10. It's actually really good.
Tasty.
Fire.
Gina's and I are gonna have a little bit of Perrier on the side. That's a full day of eating. Macro is gonna be at the bottom of the screen. Just really want to show you guys how it looks behind the scene when it comes down to eating on a shred. But hopefully this video gives you more of a glimpse and understanding of like what it's like to eat on a hybrid shred. And the whole point of it is to give you guys like an in-depth of like, oh, this guy just doesn't eat burgers and fries. Well, I'm not supposed to because I'm on a shred right now. Also giving you guys the flexibility of like how I eat my meals. And it doesn't all have to be boring. It doesn't have to be plain Jane. So hope you guys like this one. Shout out to all of you guys because we're almost at 5,000 subs, which is a crazy milestone to reach on here just because we didn't start too long ago. See you guys on the next episode. Make sure to like, comment, and what?
Subscribe.
Peace. Love you guys. Take care.